First point, why it is used? It is a single source shortest path problem. Okay, why we use the Dijkstra algorithm is it is used for the single source shortest path. That means there will be one source. A source will be given, the starting vertex will be given, and from that, what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to identify the distance to every remaining vertices from the given source vertex. For example, if there are four vertices v1, v2, v3, and v4, and if v1 is the source vertex, think that v1 is the source vertex. And now, what the algorithm should do is algorithm should calculate what is the uh, distance of V2 from V1, what is the distance of V3 from V1, and what is the distance of V4 from V1. That means from a given source, you have to calculate the distances for every other vertices in the given graph. Okay. Second point, for a given vertex called source, in a weighted connected graph, you have to find the shortest path to all its other vertices. So that is what I just explained. Um, so for understanding this, we are supposed to look at some theoretical concepts. First point, let Ti be the tree that is generated in ith iteration. See, in Prim's algorithm, you just recall the Prim's algorithm. So how it starts? Prim's algorithm starts with a single vertex. Okay. So in every step, one vertex gets added to the tree vertices. That means starting from a single vertex, the tree grows on expanding, isn't it? And at any point in the iteration, at any point of iteration, the tree, whatever you get, or the subgraph, whatever you get, we call it as Ti. So that is the first point here. Let Ti be the tree that is generated in ith iteration. That is generated in the ith iteration. Second point, the set of vertices adjacent to the vertices in Ti is referred to as fringe vertices. See, while learning the Prim's algorithm, we learned about two sets. One is Vt, other one is V minus Vt. What is Vt? Vt is the set of vertices. Similarly, here set of vertices is nothing but the tree Ti. The subtree Ti contains the Vt set of vertices at that moment. Okay. And what about remaining vertices? Remaining vertices are V minus Vt. Okay. Remaining vertices are V minus Vt. And out of those remaining vertices, which are the vertices that are adjacent? Which are the vertices that are adjacent? The adjacent vertices is they are called as fringe vertices. They are called as fringe vertices. Once again, read this point. The set of vertices adjacent to the vertices in Ti is referred to as the fringe vertices. For example, if you take this diagram, if you take the diagram, V0 indicates the starting vertex. Okay, V0 indicates the starting vertex, and the dark line tells that the subtree has been generated for until some point. Until some point, the subtree has been generated. Now, for example, starting from V1, so this vertex has been included. Even this vertex has been included. This is also included. This is also included. And even this vertex is also included. Even this is included. And even this one is included to be part of the subtree. Now the tree has grown until this. This is a simple example. It's an illustration to make you understand how it works. Okay. So think that starting from Vt, now step by step, one vertices in each iteration has been added. Now totally there are 6 vertices. That means now this is the end of the 6th iteration. Now at the 6th iteration, look at this. Now what the second point is, the set of vertices adjacent to the vertices in Ti. That means all the vertices, all these other vertices that are adjacent to this subtree, they are called as fringe vertices. I hope you got it. Okay. V minus Vt is different. V minus Vt includes all the remaining vertices, and out of all those remaining vertices, you have to consider only those vertices that are adjacent, and those adjacent vertices are called as Fringe vertices. Fringe vertices, third point, fringe vertices are the candidates from which the algorithm selects the next vertex nearest to the source. That means what it tells us, out of those fringe vertices that are adjacent, out of the adjacent vertices, out of the fringe vertices that are adjacent, you are going to select one vertex that is nearest to the source to be the next vertex to be part of this subtree. Okay, in every step, you will check which are the fringe vertices. You will check which is the nearest fringe vertices. You take that vertex, add it to the subtree. Likewise, the tree grows on expanding. Okay. Now, fourth point. For every fringe vertex, understand this carefully. For every fringe vertex u, the sum of the distance of the nearest tree vertex v given by weight of edge of v comma u and the length dv is calculated. So to make you understand this, some points I have to tell. In this problem, every vertex, so while the algorithm is being run or while it is being illustrated, every vertex is associated with two values. So what are those two values? One value is the distance from the source vertex. What is the distance of, for example, think V star. So V star is a vertex which has two values. One is distance from the source V naught. Other one is which is its parent vertex. That means behind V star, which is the vertex that comes in the path. So two things you have to specify for every vertices. Okay. Now, for example, think that the dark lined subtree is the tree that is generated till now, and now we have to include one more edge. Think that you are including V star and U star, an edge V star U star. This is an edge V star to U star. Now, so what you will do is you will identify that V star U star is the edge with the minimum cost. So what you will do is you will include this vertex. You will include U star to be part of the subtree. Now assume that U star is part of the subtree. Now what the fourth point tells, for every fringe vertex U. Now if this is U star, for U star, this is the fringe vertex U and this is the fringe vertex U. So two vertices are there. We consider them as U. This is U star comma U and this is also U star comma U. Now, which path you have to select? It depends on this statement. For every U, what you have to calculate? Even this U will have some distance. Even this U will have some distance and it will have a parent vertex. I'll just write it as P. Okay. So, now, every vertex will have this. Even this U vertex will have its distance from the starting vertex, and it will have parent. Who is the parent of this? So currently, for this U, the parent will be V naught. Parent will be V naught. Now, think that. Now the statement continues. The sum of the distance to the nearest tree vertex V. That means, so starting from here, starting from U, this distance you have to take. So this distance you have to consider this distance and the length dv is and the length dv and what is the distance of this. So even this will have a distance, isn't it? So even this vertex will have a distance. Now what it tells, you are supposed to add the distance between U and U star and the distance associated with this vertex U star. I hope you understood this. U star will be having some distance that is associated because it has been added to the subtree. Now from U star, the next step is you have to add one more vertex that is adjacent. Okay. Now what it tells, you are supposed to add the distance between U and U star plus the distance of U star. Okay. Now what it tells, if the value in U, that means if the distance value in U is lesser than whatever you have added, if it is lesser than whatever you have added, then you don't have to update this U. Keep it as it is. if the distance whatever you have added, this distance as well as the distance of u star, if that distance whatever you have added, if it is lesser than the existing distance, then you have to update this distance value. You have to update this distance value, and you have to update this parent, telling that u star is the parent. So coming via u star is the nearest path than coming via v naught. So these are the two things whatever I told now, just now it is being given in the statement. Just have a look. After identifying a vertex u star, after identifying a vertex u star, so you have identified u star as the nearest vertex. After this, to be added to the tree. Now we are adding that u star to the subtree. Next, after adding that u star, what are the things to be done? You have to do two operations. Move u star. See, u star was a part of fringe vertices initially. So it was adjacent to v star. So since it is adjacent to v star, it becomes a fringe vertex. Now u star is being selected because it is having the minimum distance. Now u star has to be made as the part of the subtree. So move u star from the fringe to the set of tree vertices. So it is very clear. So from the set of fringe vertices, now it becomes a set part of the tree vertex. Now for each remaining fringe vertex u, for each remaining fringe vertex, so this is one u and this is the other u, whatever I just told, u that is connected to u star, that is connected to u star. So these are the two vertices that are connected to u star by an edge of weight w u star to u. So this is this u will have one weight, so that is connected between u and u star. So this also will have a weight that is connected from u to u star, such that distance of u star plus, observe this, distance of u star, distance of this vertex plus the weight of that edge, distance of this vertex plus the weight of this edge. Okay, so if that is lesser, if that is lesser than distance of u, if that sum is lesser than distance of u, distance of this vertex, particular vertex, then you have to update the labels of u by u star. Now if this is lesser than what you are supposed to do, now this becomes the u star, this becomes the u star, and you have to update its weight. You have to update its weight. I'll explain with an example now. Let us consider this example. So observe that the graph contains 5 vertices, and these are the edges and the weights of the edges that is associated with each edge. Okay, let us assume that the starting vertex is A. See, in the problem, the starting vertex will be given. If the starting vertex is not given, then use the illustration, use the common convention that ascending order, in ascending order, A comes first. Okay. Now, so there are 3 columns as usual: tree vertices, remaining vertices, and illustration. Now, to start with A, you are starting with A, you are considering A to be the part of the subtree, and it is added to the set of tree vertices, and this is VT. VT is the tree vertex set. Next, which are the remaining vertices? If A is the starting vertex, which are the remaining vertices? Remaining vertices are B, C, D, and E. See, B, C, D, and E are the remaining vertices. That means V minus VT. Out of those V minus VT, which are the fringe vertices? Which fringe vertices means the vertices that are adjacent to the tree vertices. See, if you look at that, tree contains A, only one vertex, and to adjacent to that is only B and D. B and D are the fringe vertices. Okay. Now C and E, since C and E are not fringe vertices, directly you can write infinity for that. C is infinity and E is also infinity. So these are the two values. The first one is the cost. Second one, first one is the parent. Second one is the cost. Okay. So since it is infinity, there is no parent. Here also E, it doesn't have any parent, and the cost is infinity. Now the fringe vertex are B and D. If you look at this, look at the cost. B, Now you have to update. Now you have to these are the values that are updated. Now how to update this B and D? Look at B. So B is reachable via A. Now what you're supposed to do is you have to add the cost 3. The cost 3 has to be added with the cost of or the distance of A. What is the distance associated with A? That is 0. Distance associated with A is 0. So this 0 plus 3, it becomes 3. And hence what you write, it is 3 comma A. So before writing, what you should do, see, for example, um, just assume that initially, while the algorithm starts, every vertex, every remaining vertices will have the distance infinity. Even B will have infinity, D has infinity, C has infinity, and E has infinity. Now we have to check after calculating, what you have calculated the sum, distance of A. Distance of A is 0 plus cost of AB is 3. So that becomes 3. Whether that 3 is lesser than the cost of B. What is the cost of B currently? The cost of B is infinity. Now what you have calculated now? You have calculated that the new cost is 3. Whether that 3 is lesser than infinity? Yes. 3 is lesser than infinity, and hence you update this B. Okay, now B gets the value of A comma 3. I hope you understood. I'll take the example of D. D also initially has infinity. Now calculate the distance of D. How to calculate that? Now distance of A, that is 0. Here it is 0. A has 0 plus 7. The weight of AD. It becomes 7. Now check whether that 7 is lesser than the distance of the current distance of D. The current distance of D is infinity. 7 is lesser than infinity. Yes, true. Therefore, you have to update this D. So D via A, that means the parent of D is A and the distance is 7. Okay, now we have updated B and D. Now choose whichever is minimum cost. So B is having minimum cost. Therefore, you take this B and add it to the set of tree vertices. Now B becomes the part of tree vertex. Okay, now we have chosen this B, and this B is now part of the subtree. So if you look at the diagram, first diagram here, now A and B are connected with a thick line. It means that the subtree has been generated. Now, the second step. Now, for A and B, which are the fringe vertices? For A and B, the fringe vertices are C and D, isn't it? Because C is adjacent to B and D is adjacent to A. Okay. Now, E is the remaining vertex. So D, E and C, all these three are remaining vertices. Out of these three remaining vertices, C and D are the fringe vertex. Now let us see how to update the values of this. Now we have to update this fringe vertex. C has to be updated, D has to be updated. So that is why C is written here, D is written here. Now observe the value of C from the previous step. What is the value of distance of C? It contains infinity. C contains infinity in the previous step. Now, how to calculate the new distance of C? Now, C is adjacent to B, and therefore, what you should do is, you should add the cost of B. What is the cost of B? Cost of B, you will get it from the left-hand column. So, cost of B is 3. So, or distance of, sorry, not cost, is distance. Distance of B is 3. Distance of B plus this edge. Now, cost of B, the distance of B plus the cost of this edge. What is the distance of B? 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. Isn't it? 3 plus 4 is 7. What was the cost of distance of C initially? Is infinity. Distance of C initially is infinity. And this infinity, when you compare 7 with infinity, 7 is having lesser value. Therefore, you are updating 7. The cost of distance of C is 7, and via which vertex? Via B. The nearest or the parent vertex is B. I hope you understood. Okay, last 10 minutes remains. Next up, updating the D. Now observe this. You will understand very clearly here. D is already updated in the previous step. D is having cost of distance of 7. Just observe this. D is having the distance of 7. Now we have to once again calculate the distance of D. Now, via B, via A it was 7. Via A distance was 7. Now via B, what is the cost, new cost? What is the distance of B? Distance of B is 3 from this, and plus 2. 3 plus 2 becomes 5. 3 plus 2 is 5, and whether, now compare whether that 5 is lesser than 7. Okay, that 5 is lesser than 7. Yes, it is true, and hence we have to update D with the new value. Now keep in mind, if in case whatever you are adding, whatever distance you are adding, if that value is greater than the existing value, then you don't update the value, keep the value as it is. I will give one example. For example, think that the cost is 12 here. It is not 2, instead it is 12. And now we have to update the distance of D. D initially had a distance of 7. D initially had distance of 7. Now in this step you have to update this. Now while updating, you came to know that B plus 12. What is B? B is 3. Distance of B is 3. B plus 12 is 3 plus 12 is 15. Now compare whether that 15 is lesser than 7. No, 15 is not lesser than 7. Isn't it? At that case, don't update this D. Keep this D, A comma 7 as it is here. No updations. If the value that is calculated is lesser than the previous value, then only update. When you update the distance of this, along with that also update which is the parent of that node. So you have got the value of 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 via D. So hence you have written it as D. D has to be written. E is a vertex which cannot be reached, and hence it is infinity. Now out of these two, which is having minimum? D is having minimum. 3 plus 2 is 5 and 3 plus 4 is 7. So D is minimum. D becomes a part of the tree vertex. Now once again, the first one is the same step that we have just saw. For the reference purpose, I have once again repeated this. Now from this, since D is minimum, having minimum, D becomes the part of the tree vertex. Okay, now D is the part of the tree vertex. For D, now which are the vertices that are fringe vertices? Now which are the fringe vertices? See, now three vertices are A, B and D. These three are fringe vertices. Sorry, these three are tree vertices. Which are the fringe vertices? C and E. Both C and E are fringe vertices, therefore you have to update it. Okay, now what was the initial value of C? Look at the previous step. C was having 7. C is having 7 in the previous step. Now you have to update that C. Now C is adjacent to B. Now from via what you are supposed to choose? It is adjacent to B as well as D. Now calculate from B. Via B, what is the distance? So distance of B is, now currently you have chosen D as the vertex. Sorry, D is the vertex that is currently added to the tree vertices. Now you have to consider this vertex. Now you have to consider this vertex. What is the initial value of C? Initial value means in the previous step, what was its value? It was 7. If you look at the previous step, 4 plus 3 is 7. It is via B. Now via D, now once again calculate the distance of C and see whether it is lesser. Now what is the distance of D? Distance of D is 5 from the left hand column. Distance of D plus this cost of the edge. So 5 plus 5, it becomes 10. 5 plus 5 becomes 10. Now check whether that 10 is lesser than 7, the previous value. It is not lesser. Isn't it? It is not lesser, and therefore that value doesn't get updated, and the same value that is there in the previous step, C, B, 7, gets copied in the next step also. No changes. Okay. Now how to update E? Look at the value of E in the previous step. It is infinity. It has the highest value. Now update. You are starting from D. because currently you have added D. So from D, you have to calculate the distance to E. What is the cost of distance of D? Distance of D is 5. Look at the left hand column, it tells distance of D is 5. And 5 plus 4, 5 plus 4 is 9. Whether 9 is lesser than infinity? Yes, it is lesser than infinity. Therefore, the new cost is 5 plus 4, that is 9. And via what? Via D. D comma 5 plus 4. So this is how you should write. Now out of these two, which is having lesser? C is having lesser. C is having lesser, therefore it becomes the part of the tree vertex. Now C has become the part of tree vertex via what? Via B, and that is why you are drawing a thick line here from B to C. And while you added D, you select B to D, because this tells, the parent tells which edge has to be selected. You are selecting D via B, and that is why B to D is selected. Okay. Now come to the last step. Now C is chosen. Now which are the fringe vertices? A, B, C, and D are the tree vertices, and the fringe vertex is only E. Okay. Now which is the currently selected vertex? C. C is the currently selected vertex in the previous step. Okay. Now observe the value of E in the previous step. In the previous step, E has the value of 9. Okay. Now you have to calculate via D, via C. So via D you have calculated, via C you should calculate now. What is the distance of C? Distance of C is 7. Okay. 7 plus this 6. The cost of the edge. 7 plus 6 is 13. 7 plus 6, 13. Whether that 13 is lesser than 9, the previous value? No, it is not lesser than 9, it is greater than 9. Therefore, keep the distance as it is, telling that E is reachable via D itself at a cost of 9. Okay, now only one edge is remaining. Take this edge and add it to the set of tree vertices. Now, whatever you get on the left hand side, it gives the distance to every vertex starting from the source vertex. For example, what the output tells us? The output tells that B is reachable at a cost of 3 from A, D is reachable at a cost of 5 from B, C is reachable at a cost of 7 from B, and E is reachable at a cost of 9 from D. So what we are supposed to do is we have to write that in a table format like final solution. The solution, it contains 3 columns. You have to write like this. So starting vertex from A, all the remaining vertices B, C, B, D, C, and E. The same order in which we have got the output B, D, C, and E. So we have to write starting from A to B, A to B. So what path we follow? So B is reachable via A itself. So from A itself, therefore it's a direct connection from A to B. So path is A to B, and what is the total distance? Distance is 3. To D, uh, from A to D, it is via B, isn't it? So you look at the diagram, the last step, you're starting from A, you're reaching D, and what it tells, you're reaching via B. So that means the path is A, B, D. So it is A, B, D, and the total distance is 5. So total distance is present in the bracket. And C, starting from A till C, how we are reaching? You are reaching via B. You are reaching via B. So you are reaching C and you are reaching via B. That means the path is A to B, B to C. A to B, B to C. So that is A to B, B to C. You have to write the path like this. Total distance is 7. So last from A to E, the distance is 9. Total distance is 9. Via which path? Via D. So from A to E, starting from A to E, the distance is 9, and through which path you have to follow? Through D. Yes, through this one. D. Through D means, so it is A to B, B to D, and D to E. So like this. So A to B, B to D, and D to E. So that is 9. So this is how we should write the final solution. And in every step, we have to show the illustrations of the diagram of the graph, and whichever vertex is selected, you have to mark that in a thick line. So this is how we are supposed to write the solution. And let us continue with today's same concept. We have to see the algorithm. The algorithm goes like this. Dijkstra is the function name, G is the graph, input graph, and S is the starting vertex. So which vertex you are, from which vertex you are starting from. Dijkstra's algorithm for single source shortest path. Input, what are the inputs? A weighted connected graph G. It is connected as well as it contains weights with non-negative weights. So there should not be any negative weights. And its vertex, yes. Yes is the starting vertex. You have to tell to the algorithm from which vertex it should start with. So that is yes. And what is the output? The length dv. The length dv, distance of each vertex. The distance of each vertex is obtained at the end of the algorithm. The length dv of the shortest path from S to V, starting from the starting vertex S till every vertex is V. What is the distance? So that d is being written. So this table tells that to every vertex, what is the distance that you have to tell. So that is nothing but dv, distance of each vertex, starting from the starting vertex. And its penultimate vertex, PV, penultimate vertex means it is nothing but the parent vertex. You are also telling which is the parent vertex of that particular vertex. For every vertex, for example, if I take E, the last one. So from A, it is reachable to E. If you look at the previous diagram, so what this D tells via which node or via which vertex you are reaching. That is nothing but the parent. So if you look at the diagram here for E, D becomes the parent. So via D, it reaches E. So the what it tells us, you are getting two outputs. One is the distance of each vertex, and another one is you are telling through which parent vertex you are reaching the current vertex. So that is penultimate vertex, or it is also called as parent vertex. Okay, now let us see how the algorithm goes. Initialize queue. So for this algorithm, we need one queue, special type of queue. We call it as a priority queue. A priority queue. So we have to initialize that, and that queue is initially empty. Okay, what is a priority queue? Priority queue means there will be no order in insertion. In any order we can insert. While removing elements from that queue, either we should follow some order, either the ascending order or the descending order. If it is a ascending priority queue, then we put elements in any order, but while deleting, we remove the least valued element. Okay, so we are using ascending priority queue in this example, in this algorithm. Okay, we are taking one queue, we are initializing that queue, and initially the queue is empty. Now, how many times this code has to run? It has to run for v minus 1 time, so that we see later. So this for loop, what this for loop tells us, for every vertex v, small v, in capital V, what you have to do? Distance of v is equal to infinity. So initially I told while explaining this, so we have to assume that the distances of all the vertices are set to infinity. The distances of all vertices are infinity. So that is what we are setting here. So distance of v, distance of every vertex is set to infinity. Parent of v, parent of every vertex is set to null. So two things we are doing. One is distance, the other one is parent. So these are the two things that we are going to get at the end of the output. So what you have to do with that? You have initialized dv, the distance of every vector, and the parent of every vector, every vertex. Now we have to insert those values into the queue. You have initialized the queue in the first step. We have to take that queue, insert all these elements. What you are inserting? Insert queue. That means you are inserting into the priority queue, comma v. V is nothing but the vertex. Vertex, it is the name of the vertices, and distance of V, dV. You are inserting two things into the queue. One is vertex, the vertex name, another one is distance of V. So initialize vertex priority in the priority queue. So now all the vertices along with its distance are being inserted in the queue. Just imagine that there is a queue and all the vertex along with its distance is inserted into the queue. We'll move to the next step. So that is the end of the for loop. Next step. Next, what you are doing, you are taking ds. Ds is nothing but distance of source. Distance of source means the distance of the starting vertex. You are setting it to 0. So we had seen this in the first step itself. So in the starting step, you are setting the distance of A to 0. So this is what that statement tells. You are setting the distance of source vertex to 0. So once you have changed the source vertex distance to 0, now we have to update that in the queue, because in the queue that distance of source was infinity. Okay, now it has been updated to 0. Now that has to be updated in the queue. So you make a call for a decrease function. What the decrease function does is it will decrease the value from infinity to 0. So which you are updating? Yes. The S is the source vertex. Source comma ds. So the source vertex has been updated to 0. ds is nothing but 0. That is the new value that is updated. Now just assume that in the same example, we have 5 vertices. In this example, we have 5 vertices. Initially, what we are doing, we are initializing all the distances of all the vertices to infinity. Now, all vertex contains distance of infinity. Now, all these values are to be put in the queue now. So, all 5 vertices are in the queue. All its distances are set to infinity. So in the next step, what you're doing, you're initializing the source vertex distance to 0. So after setting that source vertex distance to 0, now you have to update that in the queue. Now the queue is updated. Now what the queue contains? Queue contains one vertex, that is the source vertex, with distance 0, and it contains remaining 4 vertices with distance infinity. I hope you got this point. There are totally 5 vertices in the queue now. One with 0 value and the rest of the vertices with infinity value. Now what happens? Let us see. Take a set called as Vt. It is set to infinity. Vt is nothing but the set of tree vertices. It is a set of vertices, tree vertices. It is initially null because no vertex is selected at first. Now we have to take a for loop which runs for total number of vertices minus 1. So it's as usual. So total number of vertices minus 1 is the number of edges that you are going to select. Now what you are doing, you are making a call for delete min. Delete min is a function which applies on the priority queue and it deletes the minimum element from that queue. Which is the minimum element? Minimum element is nothing but the source vertex because it contains 0 value. Okay. Now, and that is assigned to u star. So just assume that u star is nothing but the source vertex now. It is A, for example. Okay, A is deleted from the queue. Now, what remains in the queue? Queue is remained with the 4 vertices B, C, D, and E. Now, you take that starting vertex and you add it to the VT. VT is equal to VT union U star. Now, U star becomes a part of VT and it is stored in VT now. Now, what VT contains? VT contains the first starting vertex. That is, for example, A. VT contains A. Now, what is the next step? Within that for loop itself, the second for loop that is nested within that, for every vertex U, in V minus Vt. Now we have to check the remaining vertices, V minus Vt. That is adjacent to U star. Now we have removed the U star and you have to find which are the vertices adjacent to this U star. Now for example, you have removed this A from the queue and now we have to see which are the vertices that are adjacent to this A. Isn't it? Now remaining vertices are B, C, D, and E. So out of this, you come to know that B and D are the adjacent vertices. Now what it tells, what the algorithm tells, and that is adjacent to U star. Do what you have to do. You have to calculate the distance. If du star is distance of the source vertex currently. Now u star contains the source vertex. Du star plus weight of u star comma u star to u is lesser than distance of u, which is u. A is u star in the example, B is u, and as well as D is also u. So whichever vertices that are adjacent, all of them are u vertices, u. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to apply that formula. Whether distance of u star, distance of A plus the weight of A to B, whether it is lesser than the distance of B. Distance of B initially is infinity. So the sum of this is 3. So 3 is lesser than infinity. It is true. If that is true, then what you are supposed to do, you have to update this B. It was initially infinity. Now you have to update that with 3. Now the same thing has to be done with D also. So what has to be, how to calculate distance of U star, that is A, that is 0, plus weight of A to D, that is 7, 0 plus 7, whether it is lesser than distance of D. Yes, it is true, because distance of D is initially infinity and 7 is lesser than infinity, therefore you have to update the distance of D. So that is what has to be done in this for loop. If it is true, if it is lesser than distance of u, then what you are supposed to do, you have to update the distance of u itself. That is u means the adjacent vertices. Distance of u is equal to distance of u star plus weight of u star comma u. So whatever the sum you have calculated here, so that you have to update that to the adjacent vertex. And once you update that adjacent vertex distance, the next you also have to update the parent of u. So u star, a parent of u is equal to u star. So now for B, which is after updating the value of B, now for B, which is the parent, A becomes the parent. After updating the value of D, what happens? You have to update the parent of D as A. So like this, you are supposed to do for every iteration. Hope you understood this. So once that is done, so now the distance is updated. Distance of u is updated. So updated means what? There will be a larger value initially, and that will be updated by a smaller value. And hence, you are once again here call for the decrease function. So decrease will decrease the value. You are passing the priority QQ. You are passing which adjacent vertex you have to update, that is u, and what is the distance of that adjacent vertex. Like this, the process continues until 5 iterations in that example, or v minus 1 iterations, and finally you get the output in this form. So in the form of pairs, the parent vertex and the distance of each vertex.